As Saddleback participates in an online form of learning due to coronavirus, transfer students are expected to complete all requirements in their homes this semester. Helen Greenia, a Saddleback online student transferring to UCLA, gives her take on her online transferring experience. So I am here with Helen Greenia, who is now transferring to UCLA with the major of English. So the first question I have for you is, did you prefer online or in-person learning?
So I only took 2 classes in person, and I honestly, they didn't really fit with my schedule very well. So I definitely preferred online because I could work full time. I could go at my own pace with learning the material. And I just felt more comfortable like doing my work at home versus like rushing to class.
So it was more like accommodating to your schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that, what were some of the difficulties with online learning while you're trying to transfer?
Really, the only difficulty is communicating with your professors. Like in person, you can ask them a question during class or after class, and you get an immediate response. With online, you have to email them or set up a Zoom appointment, and it takes a little bit longer to get that help you need for your classes. So that's a little bit frustrating. But other than that, I didn't really have very much difficulties with transferring and taking online classes. I thought they were fine. It's really just like the communication. I've adapted to that.
I think that's the key thing, like adapting. That's like what everyone had to do. So
Right.
it was kind of like the teachers and the students were kind of put in this situation where they did not know what they were doing in that moment. So what goals did you set for yourself when wanting to transfer to UCLA?
So I didn't realize I wanted to transfer to UCLA until my second year at Saddleback. And I was like, okay, I think I want to do the honors program because I don't know the exact percentage, but it's like a 70% chance that you'll get accepted. And so that was a little bit difficult because when joining the honors program, all of my counselors were like, it's going to be difficult to get into the honors classes. Like, you're joining really late. So I did set goals like, okay, like try to get into this class, get off the wait list, and then stuff like that. So really my only goal was to get through the honors program because that's how I knew like I have a good shot at getting in.
Yeah. And do you know anyone else that had that same path where they did the honors program and they got into their top school?
Yeah. My mom's friend, actually, her son was an English major into the honors program, and she was actually telling me about it. And that's when I was like, oh, maybe I should be doing that too, because I really wanted to get in, and I knew that if I did it, then I would just have a higher acceptance rate.
What would you say helped you get into your number one school of choice?
Speaking with my counselors and talking to the UCLA representative. I think I probably talked to them literally every week and like checked in with them, like with my progress, make sure that I'm taking the right classes, make sure like that my essays are good enough and that I'm always on track, because I didn't want to like slip under or not take a required class by accident, or you know what I mean? Like just making sure that I'm focused and I'm heading into the right direction of UCLA.
Okay. Well, that's great. I wish you the best of luck at that school. As some students prefer online learning opposed to in-person learning, others find themselves yearning to get back to the classrooms for a more hands-on experience. Kristie Nyguenhoag, a Saddleback student transferring to the University of Santa Barbara, shares her difficulty with transferring online. I am here with Kristie Nyguenhoag, who is a transfer student at Saddleback College to UCSB. So the first question I have for you was UCSB your top school?
It was, but I had thoughts of going to other schools. I like UCSB the most because it offered a zoology major, but UC Davis is also a really good school for animal science. I did get in, but I think I like the lifestyle of UCSB more because it's
That's
close.
good. I mean, that's kind of like everyone's story, like once you see the different lifestyles, you can kind of pick out which one is like suits you the best, and then you find out which one is your perfect fit.
Like
So for
I
you,
like
that was
the
UCSB?
beach style, and it just seems really relaxed there. And everybody I've talked to love that school.
So as a zoology major, does that come with a lot of like science courses? I'm assuming like labs.
Yes.
Were there any difficulties with trying to transfer while being an online student and having to take those lab work kind of classes where it would be better in person?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even though it was a relief that it was shorter, it also made it really because most of them are hands-on experiments, and it's way easier to learn you pouring chemicals or especially with dissections because my professor just records it with his camera on his head and it's really shaky and really blurry and you can barely see what's going on. So
Okay. So like a more hands-on experience where you're actually there might have been more helpful.
definitely.
Okay. So what were some goals that you set for yourself in order to transfer?
Well, of course, I had to keep my GPA up to meet the transfer requirements, especially since I tagged. They have a higher requirement. It wasn't that hard, but it was still something that I wanted to keep up to make sure I was guaranteed in. And I did have to quit my job so I could focus more because chemistry was way harder than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of students had to kind of let go of some things in order to just focus on school.
Yes.
So, I mean, unfortunate, but I mean, you got in, so I guess it worked. So, like you mentioned tag, so you utilized the resources Saddleback offered for transfer students?
Yes, I did utilize tag that UC's offer to community college students. It gave me that peace of mind that I was guaranteed somewhere at least, and to my luck, it was my top school.
Okay, that's kind of like a win-win for you, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
And would you say like utilizing tag and like other resources helped you get into UCSB, like maintaining your GPA, talking to counselors?
Yeah, the counselors were very helpful, especially the transfer counselors. They just helped me map everything out, and they're really nice about it and took their time with it.
Okay, so that kind of helped you get to where you were today, a UCSB student.
Yes.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you so much for talking to me, and I wish you the best of luck at that school.
Thank you.
As transfer students get ready to move on to their universities, Saddleback is offering a final farewell to those who have completed their time at the school with a commencement ceremony on May 17th at 9 a.m. as a way to celebrate their hard work. For more information, visit saddleback.edu.